this whole Blueface shit. So a lot of people was taking from the fact that they saying that he never got paid. Did he get some type of upfront or nothing?
No, they don't never pay you upfront for boxing.
That's what I thought. It's a purse, right? You get the purse at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now he playing games with the purse because he's saying that.
I'm not worried about. I don't think they had the money. I ain't heard about it. You know, the good thing about being up on the Wack, my artists ain't gotta wait. I just pay my artists myself and put my legal team on it, and you know, it'll double, triple up. Wasn't no breaches. All that shit he talking about is just talk. Ain't none of that in the contract.
No,
and
that's
he never,
right there, though.
And he never said nothing wrong or derogatory about brand risk or Rainback. He said Aiden. He said Aiden, and Aiden in the trick bag. I don't think he knew he was playing with, because attorneys has been talking the last 4 or 5 days, and I let them clips go today, and they like telling him like, bro, you got one clip, January 21st, where they asked you to bet on Adam. You said you can't bet, can't place bets, is illegal. And then they got these other clips where you betting academics, and you telling the other fighter you're gonna give him half the money. And then you tried to bet DDG 180,000, right? He said, this is why the man said. This is why the man said to you. I said, so he kept wanting us to see that the whole catch is everybody missing it. The reason why he wanted the apology, because he wanted to take it and run a cleanup campaign, because remember, he got the RICO going on with the strike shit.
Oh, you hear how Wack is talking? Yeah. Aiden heard all this. This is why Aiden is holding it on Wack. Oh, yeah. See, when he got on that stream with academics and he was docile, it was too late. You done already said all this. Ain't no taking it back. You said all this and you act like they ain't got the money. Come on, Wack. Oh, yeah. Aiden heard all this. Ain't no take backs. You know, he can lie to the people on Clubhouse, right? This is why Aiden said the best you gonna get is 40%. You're not getting no more than 40%. Yeah, and this is why he's standing on that. All of this stuff Wack said before he got on there with Aiden, right? And then got on there with Aiden and said, you my friend, right? Everybody not going for this. Hell no. I'm going to tell y'all this right now, right? Everybody's not going for that. And I just got to be real. Everybody is not going for the banana in the tailpipe that Wack get the kicking. You hear me? Yeah. Because he was talking heavy on this joint. Let me see here. Smash that like button and hit that subscribe button. Hold up. Smash that like button and hit that subscribe button. Yeah, we got to get into this one. Hold up.
He got that RICO going on with the strike shit.
What you mean?
Yeah, he got a RICO going on with the strike shit. If you Google Aiden Ross RICO strike,
the steak bet,
whatever that shit, the steaks, he got a RICO going on with that, where they said they was doing some illegal shit. So I get it. Yeah, so like him saying wasn't no patch. I said, nigga, you can't show me in the contract where it says we gotta have a patch, and you never provided a patch. You know what I'm saying? Like when I do deals with people about patches on the shorts, they gotta provide the patch.
Right.
Because it's your patch. You know what I'm saying? You gotta design that shit. So everything he's saying, and then the nigga like, I put it up. He wanted me to have Blueface say a lie. Tell them you didn't get paid nowhere near 300. Your management did other deals to get you up to that you were just talking about. Nigga, that's a lie. Because if I show the people the contract, nigga, the real number's gonna be there. Blueface never said the real number. He said I got paid over 300, which he ain't lying, right?
Hey, listen to this though, right? Wack is saying anything to them on Clubhouse when it ain't going that way, right? And he's trying to sound convincing talking to them. You know, they always believe everything Wack say. That shit ain't working with Aiden. Now I understand why Aiden said they're only going to get 40%. He heard all of this. And when you jump out there and talk like this, the only people you can play that reverse game with is Clubhouse. Aiden worth tens of millions of dollars. You know what I'm saying? That shit ain't working with him. You ain't going to be able to say, I didn't say this and, you know, this is this. And hold up. You went to the internet, you start talking about the man having a RICO. You start saying he ain't got the money. You start saying about your lawyers and legal teams on this, that, and the third. I really feel like Wack, you know, played himself on this one. Facts.
Hey, I shit out of them niggas. Nigga, I held out on them niggas until I got them niggas up there. Them niggas was begging me to do that fight. I waited to the last minute and said, this what I need, and they did it. Right? I said, now, Academic said the real number. How he know? I didn't tell him. Y'all had to tell him, right? So, at the end of the day, you want us to put this up there to the people and say, I didn't get paid nowhere near this number. Everything about you is a lie. And when we start pointing it out, the niggas start, bro, it's the craziest shit. I said, this little kid must think he's with a rookie. Next thing you know, he started talking gay shit.
Yeah, I peeped that on the text messages.
He thought I was gonna go off and say some crazy shit, and he would have took that and used that to overshadow the business.
Right.
No, I stayed right in the con pocket on him.
But you came on the internet and Clubhouse and did this, and you thought that you was going to press Aiden by doing this on the internet, and it backfired. Oh yeah, Aiden gotta hold it on Wack. It's a must. He has to. He has to set the example because Wack thought he was going to go to the internet and put the pressure by speaking negative about the man and get him to change his stance on everything. Aiden Ross just doubled down. Facts.
You kind of felt that he was on that, like you kind of felt that.
Bro, out of no, Chuck. If we out of nowhere having a debate about some real business, right?
Yeah.
Some real business. And you like, nah, Wack, the deal was this, and just real business. And out of nowhere, I'm like, nigga, what you mean, power rule? Nigga, so you saying you dissing all power rules?
Oh, yeah. I'm really like,
right?
You
right? So now okay, Wack trying to deflect. He want me to say, right? So he said, oh, you don't like gay people, you don't like Jewish people, you don't like... Hey, listen, I have nothing against gay people or Jewish people. Both of my business partners of mine. That's not the subject at hand.
But it's record of you saying shit like this.
Hey, bro, he don't know that I'm already triple covered on that.
Yeah.
Wack ain't say nothing about Paru. The Aiden though. He ain't have none of that Paru energy. No. And I'm kind of glad that Academics got them on the stream together and they put it out so everybody can hear it, because the way he was talking on here was before he got to there. Aiden humbled him. Nah, you ain't guaranteed to get no money now. Nah. Get your legal. And I'm going to tell you all this, right? Wack is quiet since that talk the other day with Aiden so far, right? We're going to see if Wack goes to the internet now, because now that we do know Aiden is going to respond. Anytime Wack or Blueface says something, he's going to respond. He's a streamer. He's not a rapper. He's not one of the people that you can say something about and they're not going to respond, right? We're going to see if Wack goes to the internet and tries to brag about him getting paid and getting the money and they better not play with him and all that, because you embarrassed yourself doing this. He been so used to doing this right here on the internet to everybody that he gets into it with, and he usually wants to make it look like everything is in his favor. But right now, academics, and I told y'all, academics is the one that always has been exposing Wack with certain things. The same platform that he runs the narratives, because he exposed them with this with the Aiden Ross, right? He exposed them with the T Grizzly paperwork, right? And he exposed him literally with Blueface in the contract, with the content. Huh? Y'all remember that now. Those are three things that academics exposed on his platform about Wack. Aiden Ross situation, Blueface situation. Yeah. All of these things been exposed on the platform. He double dipping on Blueface. He didn't come up with T Grizzly paperwork at all, right? He got exposed about that. Straight up. Y'all can see it. It's all happening on academics' platform, right? And academics is sitting there playing, hey, because I can see by now, yeah, Wack has something that he's going to use against Act when he get mad. But I really don't think Act likes him like that because of the tactics that he uses when he gets mad. You know, straight up. I don't think academics like him like that. You know what I mean? He just deal with him because he know he might expose him and talk about him. You know, because you hear what academics is the main person that I hear and say, you don't want to go back and forth for Wack. So if he's saying that, that means he personally doesn't want to go back and forth for Wack. That doesn't mean that everybody else doesn't, but if him saying that, it's because he's scared of what damage it might do to him going back and forth for Wack.
That don't work with me. You know, the Jewish attack and the gay attack. Well, look, when I'm in Miami, you know who hosts me in Miami? The Jewish people. All the clubs, the yachts, they drop. Wack, how many cars you need? What you need? I need 4 SUVs. Bring broad rolls. All right, what clubs you want? My Jewish people out there.
I really think he's lying when he says that. Yeah, I don't believe that. You said that one time you went there, they lit the cars up. So you mean to tell me all the cars that they provided for you, somebody else lit them up? I'm not believing that. If you haven't already smashed that like button and you just came in the building, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. You know what I mean? Straight up.
They're the one hosts me in Miami. They own all the clubs.
Yeah.
I just got the streamer nigga, the Clavicle nigga. He was banned from going to the clubs because he did play some Kanye crazy song or something in the clubs. I had to call the owners and get his band lift. That don't work with me. They are.
Oh yeah, that's what Adam said. Adam said that on the
bro, that shit don't.
Dude,
and you can't.
Nazi dude, right?
You can't run the gay shit at me because next thing you know, here come Jason Lee. Jason Lee gonna be like, Wack been my friend, bro, for.
You notice Wack always tries to throw other people in it, you know, to try to like validate his point. But that doesn't validate anything you say by throwing other people in it. We really like past that. You know, you throwing other people's name out there, that doesn't validate nothing. You know, his main go-to is R&B. You know, first thing he say, yeah, we can ask R&B. Like nobody, we've learned, even with the Dosh Network situation, whenever you called that dude Mozzie with Dosh Network and wanted him to vouch and verify for you, he did. But we all know that the company was bogus. But he vouched for you every time you called, you know? But we know the company was bogus.
Long time. Wack, I told that nigga, you talking to a street nigga that got a transgender reality show up on Tronics called The Girls Club. Nigga, that shit don't work with me, nigga. You can't.
Shit, niggas literally troll you with that fact that you gave the nigga Aiden, not Aiden Ross, but the nigga, the nigga, well, no, not him, the nigga, the dog. You gave him the dog to, from Hollywood Unlocked. Jason Lee.
Jason Lee. Mm-hmm. Jason Lee been my partner. You know, it's all his brothers, Paul Rules. You know, he just gay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, You know, that don't work with me. And he's seeing that I got support on both them, so that you can't use that, bro. And then when he started doing that, it let me know he wanted to get away from the reality of it. Kearney's then told him, hey, bro, there's nothing in this contract. He never said brand risk or rain bet. He said you. And they got you on recordings trying to bet on the fighter. 200.
Everybody has to listen to Wack with this. You have to listen to him because he sounds convincing, but he's incorrect and he's lying. Like you really, this is like a thing to really pay attention to the way that he tries to convince people, because he sounds convincing, but it's a lie. Because after this, we heard he had a different tone. He wasn't talking about his attorneys, but he felt like, you know, this is what the internet has done to Wack, right? It makes him feel like if he goes to the internet with certain things that he has control, but he's always done that with gang members. He's always done that with certain individuals on the internet, but he's never done this with somebody that has millions of dollars that didn't care about anything he was talking about. And now that he's done that, he just embarrassed himself. That's all.
1,000.
Right.
One of them, you telling the fighter you gonna give him half. So, and then I play this, you know, the Dolce shit. I said, hey, bro, you said Dolce was an industry plant. That was your opinion. He said you a scammer. That's his opinion.
Yeah.
He said
On some real stuff, nobody should ever believe anything he says. You hear how he's trying to convince of what he said to Aiden when we all heard how he was speaking to Aiden. You didn't speak to Aiden like this, bro. You trying to convince the people on Clubhouse so that they can put your message out to other people. And Wack wants to be accepted through his lies instead of reality. He wants people to accept him for all the lies that he's able to put out on people, but his reality isn't matching up. And you clearly can see this.
he said, shout out brand risk. Aiden, you ain't gonna let none of your boxers lose. We see that. You a scammer. What do you mean, my boxers? You said to DDG, you want to bet 180,000? I got Chibu. You told academics 20,000. Chibu, I'm gonna give you half. You my fighter. This is what you saying openly to the public. So the man, he admitted the academics bet. Yeah, but you can't, nigga. You can't. The other one is right there. This is video. This ain't nothing I'm making up. This wasn't no phone call. This is audio and video. This you. So if you can show me where this man said rain bet or brand risk is crooked, show me that. You can't. Show me a contract where it says we got to put up put a badge on our shit. You can't.
Yeah,
but I can show you in the contract.
Be a badge or something like that.
You
but
can't
why didn't
show
you
it.
stop it or stop him from fighting and tell him that he need to put that badge on?
Well, there you go. That's what I'm saying. And then not
saying this, right? Think about this, right? And this is real rap, right? This is why Wack has a problem when he comes up against these type of individuals, right? The people that are doing business with Aiden Ross, they're making major money, right? Consistently doing these boxing events or whatever they put together with Aiden Ross, right? These are the people that are in position, right? Wack doesn't have that amongst whatever he's doing. Nobody is making major paper dealing with Wack because they got to pay Wack. You understand? Aiden Ross is doing major business with these people. They will put something together to make sure that what you're saying holds no weight. Your attorneys, they're not big enough to deal with Aiden Ross and his people. Your attorneys is not big enough, Wack. You're not paying them enough money. You understand that attorneys work for money, right? And let Wack tell you, he don't got to pay him. He give him a retainer and, it comes out of that. Man, listen, Wack is not big enough. He doesn't have a shot. We know that them people that got the bag and they're in their own world. Aiden Ross and them people are in their own world. It's nothing equal. Literally, right? And I'm just being real. Wack trying to play with them people, they have enough money to run a campaign around the clock on Wack to get him blackballed from everything involving entertainment, anything he can get a contract for. They have enough money to run those campaigns to make sure that nobody ever wants to be in a contract with him. Wack is trying to justify to the people on Clubhouse that Aiden Ross, didn't do this and it wasn't in the contract and Blueface didn't say this. Man, I'm telling you, Wack can try to manipulate them, but the shit not registering. It's like Wack is talking to the people on Clubhouse as if these people that got millions of dollars are caring what you say to the people on Clubhouse. They don't care about them people. Who are they? These dudes, they don't got nothing. Nothing. That's why they talking to you. This is why they sitting on Clubhouse with you, having public conversations that you want to put out on the internet.
Only that, you sent me an apology. We need Blueface to say this apology to get paid. Negative. See, he's never had nobody tell him to. I told him, listen, right in front of him. That's why Blueface said, I'm not going to feel it. I said, you ain't sending our money today? I got right up the phone. I said, R&B, call the accountant. Hey, yeah, send Blueface X amount will wire to him. This on me now. Now you fight me. I ain't tripping, nigga. I'll wait your ass out. You gonna have to pay, and by that time, I'm gonna run the bill up.
So I seen the text messages though, and
Aiden's done with Wack. That's a fact. Aiden Ross is done with Wack. All the way done. When I say done, done with Wack.
you looked it up on ChatGPT, so that is considered sexual harassment.
That's sexual harassment, and I'm gonna file it. That's a fact.
Yeah, business to business. Like we asked ChatGPT, they like, yo, you can't do that. That's inappropriate. And
that is
especially if it's
sexual.
waiting on some type of deal or just waiting.
That is sexual harassment, and the nigga kept see what he thought. He been on top so long, he thought if he say that, he was gonna get the gangbanger out of me. That nigga been dead. He don't come out unless gangbangers going on. That's the only time that come out. Other than that, oh no, you dealing with Cash Jones, bro.
And were you prepared for something like this though, Wack? Like, did you see that in Aiden Ross? Because I seen him been doing strange shit.
I mean, listen. This another thing he back. Adam was in full breach of his contract. For real. Adam, they got a lack of participation clause in there. Adam never threw one punch, but he paid Adam.
Wow.
Wack keep trying to compare himself to Adam. You not Adam though, Wack. I don't even know why you keep trying to compare yourself to Adam. Y'all different people, man. Straight up. Y'all different people. You hear me? Oh, man. You hear me? Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Smash that like button, right? And subscribe to the channel, man. Shout out to all y'all.
You said you wasn't gonna pay me, you paid him. So now you leaving room for the race factor to come in, discrimination. Because it's just 3 weeks ago.
Talk about it.
Right? Adam talked about it. And the clause is in there. Like, you can't go in there because Adam got paid a substantial amount. He picked up a bag. But he went in there and didn't swing. And the fight was like 40 seconds. And he definitely can't.
Adam ain't say the things that Blueface said, though. You know, it's a different circumstance. You know, Wack, you're trying to compare something that ain't got nothing to do with you now. This is a different circumstance.
And say why you in certain race, because he already in certain race in the last situation. The nigga said it in the text message. Look, Rich, I know when you was reading that shit, you said, oh, yeah, he don't know who he playing with. I squared right up. For sure. I knew you weren't going to lose your cool. See, because he baiting on you to lose your cool. And you already know that he baiting on that. I already know it. I told him, Aiden Ross, you young enough to be that came out of my nutsack. Man, my son will be 32 this year.
No, I think he definitely was trying to bait on the fact that he thought that you was going to
not going to happen.
But the
not
thing
going to
is,
happen.
like, I didn't do no research on you, though.
I don't think he did, bro.
Like, people really, like, Wack, he got the, the whole transgender, so.
Wack definitely don't know how bad he screwed up yet. Now, he don't know yet. Not yet. He doesn't know yet. But I guarantee he gonna find out that he wish he should have never did this. This right here was the worst thing, to start talking about that man, like that, thinking that that was gonna be an intimidation tactic to get paid.
He doing that. He got him on his stage. You know what I'm saying? He got community. Thanks for leave. You feel me? They literally say these things about you on a daily, bro.
That shit is not gonna work with me, bro. Nigga, I just cleared. It's all in the blogs. Burner Boy, WICKED100, and Jason Lee orchestrates clearance to Burner Boy's name. They was canceling Burner Boy. They came to me. I ran the play.
Lying again. Wack always is saying he saved the day. Like, come on, man. How you always saving the day? You ain't never do nothing wrong, but you always saving the day. Nobody going for that, man. Smash that like button and hit the subscribe button.
Why you think that, like, was there anything inside the contract that said that, like, basically if he breach contract, he don't get paid? Like,
nothing that. But there's no breach. It's zero breach. It ain't no breach. He's mad because Blueface confronted him.
Yeah, I seen that, and I seen Adam did a show like on Tuesday. Adam did a show on Tuesday.
Hey yo, y'all remember, right? Right though, Blue Chicken, when Nick Cannon popped off and started saying too much. That bull, they took the show and then they made him come apologize to get everything back on track. Wack, you ain't got no Nick Cannon paper, bro. I really think that Wack messed up this time. Yeah, I think he messed up. Yeah, I think he messed up a lot worse than we know. Playing with them people when they are the ones that he has to go to for the paper. See, and like I say, this is why the music industry cut him off. If you got to come to me to get the paper, and it's always a problem when you come to me to get the paper, I'm going to cut you off. I don't want your headache. You hear me? I don't want your headache. At all. For sure. You can go over there with that.
basically Adin was saying on Tuesday, he was that the commission was there from Florida and all that. But did you get your bag though?
Huh?
Did you get your bag? Because I know that you was commentary and then you was doing promotions. Did you get a bag?
No, my bag is in the overall bag.
Okay, cool,
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, but I mean, I paid my artist out already. He good. He ain't tripping.
That's a real thing right there. Like, you paying your artist out, you getting him out the way, and then look, man, we gonna do this shit. Like, we
can dance all day long.
You know that's a lie. Come on now. Wack said he paid his artists out already. I don't believe it.
Actually, he compromising the shit too by saying that he betted on the shit. So he compromising the credibility of it himself.
All Blueface said is, you ain't gonna let your fighters lose, nigga. You with the bets.
Blueface tried to bet Aiden Ross on the fight. Blueface wanted to bet him. But Wack makes it sound convincing when he talks to these people, right? And this should be letting everybody know how much he lies. He sounds convincing on here, but he didn't sound this way right after this when he talked to Aiden Ross. But right here, it sounds convincing. And it's like this with everything he involves himself in. When we see something wrong in there, he goes and does this kind of conversation to try to make it seem like he's correct, but the whole time he's wrong. And this is why the bag is light. Straight up. So let's just be real, right? Can we be really real? Wack said he paid Blueface already, right? We heard him on there talking to Aiden Ross, saying, see what you can do for a brother, right? Aiden Ross said, man, they only want to pay 40%. So if Blueface is getting over $300,000 for the fight, right? And Wack says he paid him, right? Aiden Ross said they taking 60%, right? So Wack total coming from the whole fight is probably only going to get about $140,000, right? If they pay him 40%. You mean to tell me, right, that Wack is saying he gave Blueface 300 and something thousand, and Aiden Ross is saying that he's only going to pay 140,000? So Wack is coming out his pocket 210,000. I would never believe that. No one could convince me of that. So you mean to tell me you gave Blueface 210,000 to go fight of your money? Nah, I would never believe that. There's no way that Wack could convince me that he gave for. So it's like, all right, you paid Blueface 210,000 to go fight, huh? And you don't get nothing? Yeah, right. Nobody's believing that, Wack. But Clubhouse, they believe because they don't know how to do math and they really don't know how to break anything down. They just know how to listen to you and spin the narrative. But if you sit back and think about it, why would that make any sense? So Wack just got 210,000 to throw away. Come on, man. If Wack had 210,000 to throw away, he would be running around with armed security everywhere he go instead of the guys that got sneakers leaning. Straight up. All his homies' sneakers are leaning. You don't see none of the people running around with Wack with fresh clothes on or none of that. They all look like they got dingy clothes on and they're not up to par with their gear. Every one of them guys. Nobody got fly stuff on. Nobody's running around nice, but they run around with Wack. You would have armed security. Your homies would be fly if you had 210,000 just to throw away like that. So no, I don't believe it. Not at all.
You, Aiden, you. He ain't say brand risk. He didn't say rain bet. He said you. Why is he saying you? Nigga, because of these clips. Truck, you got the clips, right?
Yeah.
Nigga, that's why he's saying you.
Yeah, I definitely got the clips, and then we went over it. We did a room before this room, so we went over a lot of the information. And shout out Rick Dollars and Making Up the Man TV. We went over it over his shit, and yeah, hey Rick, tell him, bro.
All right, nigga,
yeah, we ran the content a little bit earlier.
Well, it's like my nigga, nigga, I don't know, but his whole thing is, I'm gonna make you bow down. I'm gonna make Boo. He's telling me, Wack, I ain't got no problem with you. What you mean? That don't work. I feel what nephew feel. Rich, you know how I am about that kind of shit.
Hell yeah, you gonna stay loyal to him.
That don't work with me. Anybody know me, no, nigga. If you with that nigga, he ain't finna turn on. He ain't turning his back. That's what it.
Everybody you done rock with, you done turned your back on. That's cap. Everybody you done rock with, you done turned your back on them. Blueface is the last of the Mohican. When he comes to realization that you're taking advantage of him financially, that you're really robbing him of his bag, and he does an audit on you, you're going to do the same thing with him too. You're going to turn your back on him. Like everybody else you done turned your back on.
Well, I was at the gate, Wack. We gave you 12 passes, come in. Now I got 21 passes. Nigga, I'm not leaving my people. I got some schoolyard Crips, some East Coasters, some Parus, some Insanes, and some Zoes with me, nigga. Nigga, I'm not going in unless they go in.
And you got an obligation for them not to tear no shit up as well. You basically keep saving them.
Yeah.
Like because he built a relationship with you, he can play with you or something like that.
He probably do, but I tell people, this is what I tell people, and you heard me say this. The streets don't dictate my corporate business, and my corporate business don't bleed streets. This is corporate business. He thought he could trigger the street nigga and I say something crazy, and then he uses that, right?
Yeah.
It was crazy when he did it because that's a bad look for them because it's like you weaponize that shit. If you
I'm thinking that he thought that you was gonna be on some rule shit, and then you was gonna be on the gay shit.
That wasn't gonna happen.
A lot of people were saying though, like, yo, Wack ain't going for that, man. That nigga.
No, but you gotta fight this. You can't fight this like that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like Chuck, you fought me legally.
I did.
And listen, and I was fair, right?
Yeah.
I didn't come at, I didn't with no nigga shit. I said, hey, boom, 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 boom. That's cool, man. This, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but like, we was still cool the whole time.
Yeah, I don't have no problem with that, my nigga. My attorneys get to make some money. That's cool. All right. And the crazy part is it always comes at the right time. Always.
So we know Wack did some backdoor stuff on one of his Pee-wee friends, right? And took his trademark. And Wack is sitting there proudly saying, you fought me legally and we were still cool. There's no way that I would be cool with you if I had to fight you legally for something that was mine. It wouldn't be no we're cool. It wouldn't be no ha kiki if I had to fight you legally for something that was mine. I'm just saying, if this is legally mine, why am I fighting you in court for what's mine? It lets you know what type of snake dude is, what type of individual, you know? And he's sitting there proudly saying this. Wow. Okay.
It always comes at the right time. So I don't, it is what it is. Like, actually, I've never been in a situation where I've been this clean. It always been something a little rocky. But my nigga, this shit is squeaky clean, A to Z. I'm like, this dude, his ego is crazy.
No, he said though, we called him on some shit that we played some audio. He was like, yo, he basically thinks that he can do anything. He's saying that he's Jewish and he can do anything and this and that. He can, you know what I'm saying, make way for people, allegedly. You know what I'm saying?
That's what he thinks. But you remember, the majority of them fighters, majority of the people he deal with, don't got the means and the resources.
That's a fact.
That nigga had within 4 hours, my legal served him. Quick.
I figured that. Look, hey, Rich, didn't I say that? I said it's Friday, nigga.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The fact that nigga Wack on that, bro.
Yeah, nigga, quick. They back and forth the other day. They was like, "Hey, could we come to some type of resolution?" Man, listen, we ain't doing no apologizing about nothing. His whole thing is he wants us to apologize, and the shit he said, I'm like, bro, this is a lie. Say that Brandon Risk never gave you anything close to 300K to fight. That's a lie.
But why is he stuck on saying that?
I don't know.
Is that because he has some investors that he's trying to evade paying back?
That or we're going to trigger other people saying, nigga, we want some more. Man, I ain't going to even lie. Yeah. Some of them fighters, they was giving pennies, bro.
Yeah.
In 8,000, 4,000. I'm like, damn, but I ain't said none ain't my business. You know what I'm saying? You know.
Now Wack is talking about how much money the other fighters was getting. Yeah, see, this is why Charleston White told Aiden Ross, don't do nothing with them gangbangers. Don't do nothing with Wack. Because if you do something with them, now all your personal business that you doing gets out there. Everything that you trying to build up, it starts to, get stepped on something. But we know Aiden Ross is going to find a way, because anybody that is like a hustler and builds something up, Wack doesn't have the ability to really stop anything. He might throw a monkey wrench in the game, but now I don't ever see Aiden Ross doing no business with Wack. I don't see him doing no contracts, no nothing. I don't see him doing nothing with Wack. And that's what he was saying about, man, everything's already on the internet. Academics was trying to say, man, can we let this go by? And, can we get past this? Man, everything's on the internet. It's done went out of control. And Wack must think that Aiden Ross didn't hear him talking like this. So he like, man, we could just go by this and we brothers, we friends. I would never consider WICKED100 a friend. What he just said right here of him talking, it lets you know, no matter what discrepancies they got, he was never a friend of Aiden Ross. He was trying to use him for benefits, the same as he's doing Blueface, but he always portrays to you as if he's your friend. But he don't look at nobody as no friend. Hell no. I don't even really think he cares about R&B. I just think that he doesn't want to be lonely, and he uses her for protection because she got what she got. I don't think he cares about people that way, but he's just one of those individuals. You got people like that they connect to people that they want to use. And I see that. I feel like everybody that Wack connects to, it's because he wants to use them. He don't want to, do anything he's saying in how he presents himself, with the relationships, and he tells them that he's their friend and that kind of shit. It's a manipulation game. Yeah, I watch out for them type of people. Nah, I'm too grown to be talking about friends. If we cool and we doing business or something, cool. But don't be trying to manipulate me at my old age like we friends. We past that. Once you become an adult, everything is business. If I'm doing something with you, it's business. You know what I mean? It ain't going to be no. Because now I got to worry about you crossing me because you feel comfortable with the word friend. But pay attention to how he talking about Aiden, and then got on there and said, ain't you my friend? Aiden Ross told him, yeah, because he didn't want to embarrass him on Academic Stream. But Aiden Ross ain't friends with no WICKED100. You hear the way that man talking about that man? I wouldn't consider you no damn friend.
They came at me with a low 6 figures. I told them niggas get off my phone.
Yeah, because I definitely can see that he's saying by this number getting out, this exorbitant number getting out, there's going to be other fighters to try to look for this type of number. Or even evaluate what they're making at the gate or what they're taking in from investors.
Yeah, that's a fact, nigga. That's a fact. Adam. Adam hit them hard, my nigga. Adam bust their ass. Hey, listen. It's 10 niggas in the penitentiary for the amount of money Adam got in 40 seconds for nothing. And Adam actually breached the contract.
Why? Because he didn't pay
them. Yeah, because he never engaged. Yeah.
You see how Wack is always throwing other people's name out there? Like, you throwing everybody else's name out there. Like, that means something. Straight up. Just keep it in a buck. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, just keep it in a buck. Just keep it in a buck. Smash the like button and subscribe to the channel.
Lack of participation. And they wasn't gonna pay him. Adam talked about it. And then he still paid him.
Wow.
You can't show me a breach.
Yeah, they gotta pay Blueface. They gotta
no breaches, bro. He keeps saying, you said brand risk and rain bet or fix it. No, he didn't. He said you, Aiden Ross. He called you the wrong name the second time. Called you Adam.
Yeah, he called him Adin. Yeah.
Adin. He said you. He said shout out to brand risk. But why is he saying this? Because nigga, your dumb ass is publicly placing bets.
Yeah.
Then you call him a dumbass? Oh, you think that bull gonna take to you, man, talking like this? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Charleston White warned Aiden Ross. And you better know Charleston White on the internet, just like Aiden, they all collectively getting the info that Wack is saying. You done put it out there. Yeah. He talked too much this time. He always talks too much anyway, but this time I think he really jumped the gun in the situation. And it's like you went too far and you're gonna embarrass yourself even more.
He did that bad, like for sure. Adam said he did that bad with academic.
Nigga, you didn't hear the one he tried to do with DDG? Huh? Did you hear that one?
No, I ain't hear that.
Hold on, let me play
that in.
What's that? 180? It's 180,000 or something.
Man, that nigga told that nigga, let's bet 180,000. Hold on. He got one clip where he's saying in January at Adam fight, he can't bet. Now watch this. This is the one he says at Adam fight he can't bet. Let's listen to this.
Adam, can you please tell us, brother, if you believe in you, then put something on. I can't bet on my own promotions. I'll get arrested. You see what's happening all these NBA players, NFL, MLB players, bro. I can't do that. I want to get that. Y'all be having some good excuses. I do, yeah. Y'all.
Okay, so that's January at the Adam fight, right? Now watch this.
Wow.
Watch this. This is that Blueface fight before the fight. Watch it.
I don't want to be feeling. It's like 180 right now. Let's bet 180,000. I got Chibo. You got Blueface tonight. Because I know you got to go with Blue and I got to go with Chibo. 180,000? Yes. You know you got that new steak deal. You could do.
Bro, what the you don't understand? What the January 21st, you said you can't bet it's against the rules. But guess what? Adam or Jason Love ain't your fighters.
Right.
But now, last week, you bet 20,000 with that. Told the fighter you're gonna split it with him. Wow. He says what he said. I'm gonna split it with you.
Let's play with Blueface here. Hold on. Let me play it real quick. Aiden Ross.
He felt like he breached his own contract betting on the bench.
This is what Wack has been so used to. These people making him feel like he's right. When reality is between you and Aiden Ross and that contract. These people's opinion doesn't hold no weight between you and Aiden Ross and that contract. But he's been so used to doing this, y'all, and he's been putting this shit out on the internet every single time he has a problem with people. And, you know, you got certain people that believe what he's saying. But the shit is all cap. Nah, I ain't going for it.
So all the fighters actually,
his own contract.
all those fighters, they got a lawsuit against him. If he put any bet in that night against any fighter, they got a lawsuit.
Hey, look.
These are people that are talking that don't know what they talking about. Listen, the people on Clubhouse, they give out false information. They give out bad information. And the internet has given anybody a voice. These people on Clubhouse, WICKED100, and the people that he talked to, they give out straight false information all the time.
You just opened up a can of worms.
I know I did.
Hey, look, you heard what he just said, though, Wack? He said all of the fighters.
And if they see, bro, I don't know why the nigga got that steak shit going on too, bro. I'm telling you, I don't think he did his homework on me, Chuck. On some real shit. I don't think he cared. That Aiden doing on.
What? Wack just say that? You don't think he did his homework on you? Does that tell you something about Wack? Yo, the boy say he don't think Aiden Ross did his homework. Wow. Charleston White had already put him up on game about you. The paperwork was right there. Charleston White. He let Aiden Ross know. You got to watch out for the bull. So he was already on high alert about you, Wack. He was on high alert about you. You ain't even understand that. You thought because he was allowing you to come around that he wasn't informed of who you are. Now I bet you surprised because your attorneys is telling you you really don't have a fight here. They saying to you now, why did Blueface have to say that? Damn, Blueface could have chilled. He didn't have to say that. Wow. Smash that like button if you just came in the building and subscribe to the channel. Wow.
No, I think he did a little research, but I think that he untouchable.
Yeah, that don't work. And now if he'd have did his research, he'd have known you touchable with certain people. Nigga, I'm not these niggas. I got he's real verbs. Hey, listen, the said he told Ack, yo, Ack, you think Wack could afford that law firm he got? He said, bro, that law firm been with Wack 20 years, bro. He said the Indian people, they Indians, right, from India. He said, yeah, they been with Wack 20 years, bro. Don't worry about the wrong shit anyway.
So why you got so many lawsuits and, you know, judgments and all that kind of stuff against you? These people been with you 20 years. Like, hey, Wack, you wanting to be accepted for your lies on the internet, what you've been doing for a while, it's going to be your demise, bro. Yeah. You want Clubhouse people to accept you as this big guru, this big gangster. Oh, man. You about to be Little Wack in a minute. Yeah. You about to be Little WICKED100.
Watching like that makes me think he's worried about them. Oh, he definitely worried about it because he got the same contract I got, and nothing he's saying is there. Yeah, that's a breach of contract. And wait, on the fight against them. Wait, listen, Chuck. You know what else one of the terms is?
What?
They got 24 hours to pay after the fight. So the only breach is on your side, dummy.
Do you hear how Wack is explaining the contract? Aiden done told the man, you can't be talking about specific things inside the contract. See, but Wack wants to talk so much so he can be accepted by the people on Clubhouse. You giving details inside the contract when it tells you that this contract non-disclosure, but you want to be accepted and you want these people to validate something that they don't have any idea about. Hey, listen, WICKED100 is going to fill this one here.
Yeah, he preached. You preach. All you gotta do now is just find out if he put a bet in. It could have been a $1,000 bet. If he put that bitch in, bro, y'all got $1 million. Y'all got at least a ticket coming. Man, listen.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Wack just met Ack a couple years ago, right? How does he know the law firm been with Wack for 20 years? How? But I'm telling y'all, the boy's so used to lying. I don't understand how anybody deal with that bull. He's so used to lying. You know, this is why the worst thing he could ever do is go back and forth with me. It's the worst thing. You can try to say what you want and you can try to manipulate them people. I am the worst individual for Wack to go back and forth with. I don't care what you say about me. You lie too much. You do too much lying. I am the worst individual for you to go back and forth with about anything. You put too many lies out there. Too many. And you do it every single day. You have to lie to be relevant. And you know, Wack talks about other people, nobody knowing them and they clout chasing. He has to lie every single day of his life to be relevant because his life isn't that. Because he knows certain people, he amplifies different things. When QCP signed that deal for $300 million to sell the catalogs that he had with the artists, that's when WICKED100 came out to everybody and said he had a $200 million diaper deal. This when he come out after that, after he heard QCP talking about $300 million, Wack came out and said he got a $200 million deal. But this is the type of dude he is, right? When he never had a $200 million deal for nothing. Zero. Just think about this. Anybody that had a $200 million deal, they're going to have a private jet. They're going to have solid security. Not going to have their homeboys being security. $200 million, you're going to have solid security. You're going to have a private jet. You're going to have car service everywhere you go. You're going to be running around this joint in the top-notch cars. You wouldn't be riding around in Blueface's car. You wouldn't be riding around in Blueface G-Wagon. Nah. Straight up. We know this, though. You can listen to the boy, man. You can tell, you know, he's used to doing this with them guys, man. That shit ill, though. It's a sickness. What he does is a sickness. It's a sickness. It's an illness. And it's deeply rooted. Whereas though he could never get past that. Like his whole existence left on this planet, he will never get past that because he's been so used to doing that. Nothing can change that. This is like an addiction that is deep rooted in the inner core of his body that he's going to never be able to change because he's so adapted to lying and to do this every single day of your life. You can't change that. You can't change it. And I'm sure, you know, it's people that have been around individuals like this, women that been around a guy that constantly lied like that, like, damn. You know, R&B gonna see though, after Wack situation blow up in whatever happens, wherever his life goes, you know, people are gonna reference and look back at that, you know, because she's gonna be damaged to the core. She's gonna be damaged to the core behind that. I don't think you can change that because of the manipulation and the control of the mind. It's gonna be triggering for any guy she get with. It's gonna be triggering. She gonna be thinking about the stuff that he's done and lied to her, the verbal abuse, the physical abuse. All of that is gonna be mentally programmed in her brain. She's messed up, you know? Yeah, I really feel like she's like permanently messed up behind that. You know, going from being a ordained minister to that right there, like on some real shit, like that's the devil, like, you know what I'm saying? Now she didn't transform to the devil. I feel like they both the devil. I'm just being real because there's no way that you go from being a minister but be so accepting to what we're seeing displayed and then you assist it. It ain't like she's running from it. She doesn't like it. She's assisting it because she's being noticed, because she's being paraded around, because people are paying attention to them. So she likes it. And you can't think that, you know, and I'm just being real. Even when I see Loose Cannon's girl, right? You can't try to, you know, abandon the Lord when you feel like you was benefiting, like Loose Cannon's girl, and then now when the situation goes sour, you want to run back to the Lord, and then you want people to gravitate to you running back to the Lord now that things didn't go as planned. So we seeing how this thing is going now. And if you haven't already smashed that like button, hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed to the channel, and share this live.
Chuck, why you think I say here, Neff? Take that. I got you.
Get him out the way.
Blueface, by doing what you're doing, he good already. That's all me.
Damn. It's a block. Damn. This shit be nasty. Whoever made this video, this shit gonna be used in court.
Listen, bro. That's why he didn't put the contract up. I told him I'll give you my consent to put the contract up. Show the people where to say that at. He ain't gonna do it. His whole thing was, you said brand risk and rain bet. No, he didn't. You can't find nowhere where he said brand risk and rain bet is doing nothing. He said you, Aiden. I've never seen Al Haven come out and publicly say, I got $2 million on Floyd and he throwing the fight.
Yeah.
The nigga throwing the fight. The nigga throwing the fight is paying the refs, he paying the judges, he paying everybody. It's a fee you gotta pay. Regardless. You know, and this is America, bro. We ain't gonna act like it ain't never happened.
But that shit gonna take a lot of money. A lot of pay, for sure.
You talking about to fight it?
No, I'm saying, like, if you was to do something like that, like, it's gonna take a lot of money.
You never know. You know, a nigga could include a nigga on his back end bet off the app. Cause they was asking me, they was like, Wack, you gonna bet?
Times, right?
They said, you gonna bet? I said, nah, I don't bet. They like, yeah, just switch to another country and a VPN and all this old shit. And that's how
you get you to bet.
Yeah, I said, I don't bet, bro.
Aiden Ross ain't messing with Wack ever again. Nah, there's no way. So now Wack says Aiden Ross was trying to get him to get another VPN to bet him so he can bet in another country? Hold up, man. Hold up. Yo, yeah, he ain't messing with that boy no more.
Right?
They said, you gonna bet? I said, nah, I don't bet. They like, yeah, just switch to another country and a VPN and all this old shit. And that's how
you get you to bet.
Yeah, I said, I don't bet, bro. I don't gamble.
Hold up. This the same guy that tell everybody bet 50,000. This the same guy that say bet 100,000. This the same guy that was supposed to bet that the paperwork he had with T Grizzly was real. It's the same exact guy now. The same exact guy now.
Nah, that shit would have been like, yeah, good thing you did though. Like, good thing you did.
Yeah.
I don't think it would have mean anything in this particular situation, but at the end of the day, like, hold on, man. Like, nah. That shit was different. But they even played this shit with Adam. Remember what you said about Adam? Adam said that they played that. I played that too. And he didn't think that he was gonna get paid because the fact that he had no engagement.
Yo. Smash that like button, man. And subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. Shoo! Yeah. Yeah. That boy no good, man. That boy no good.